Welcome everyone and welcome to another Freebie Friday. Now I hope everyone's had a fantastic week and I hope you've all been doing really great things which are all taking you towards where you want to be, taking you towards achieving your goals. Now a lot of people have been getting in touch with me recently and they've been asking me how do I keep inspired, how do I keep motivated and how do I keep myself up once I start to fall off track, once I start to lose a little bit of inspiration, or once I start to, the goal starts to wave or it starts to get a little bit weak. Well, it's all about getting yourself back on track. Now, when you set your goals, you may have set a series of goals at the start of January, what you wanted to achieve by the end of 2015. And once you start doing the daily activities, once you start doing the monthly activities and you start getting towards your goal, you can feel really highly motivated and you can feel really highly enthused. Now, sometimes you may be going weeks without hitting your weekly targets. You may then start going months without hitting your weekly targets, your monthly targets. And if that happens, sometimes you can start to become demotivated. You can start to become uninspired. And it's just, what do you got to do to be able to get yourself back on track? Now, you're not going to be highly motivated all the time. But when this does happen, and it is going to happen just because of the law of rhythm, what you've got to do is really start to go back and think to yourself, why am I doing this goal? Now, when you go through that process of asking yourself questions and finding out why you're actually doing it, this is when you could possibly find that you would set yourself the wrong goal. You have to set a goal that is worthy of you, something that is going to make you grow. A lot of people set goals that they know how to achieve, and that's not really a worthy goal. So you really want to be setting a goal that is going to be big enough for you to be able to become a completely different person en route to what it is that you're chasing. Now, it's very, very easy to say that, and once you start doing the activities, sometimes you're going to come up against, well, inevitably, you're going to come up against obstacles, you're going to come up against setbacks. Now, a lot of people, once they hit these setbacks or these obstacles, that's where the inspiration and the motivation then starts to dwindle. So it's really taking it back to basics and starting to find out, why did you set yourself this goal? What was it? What was the inspiration behind you setting that goal? Once you can start to do that, then you want to start to look at your activities. What is it that you're doing, or possibly what is it that you're not doing that may be inspiring you or uninspiring you? If you've got into a routine of cutting certain things out, sometimes those things might start to flood back in. So you may have started to cut out a few hours of television every day. You might have started to go to the gym. And very, very slowly, you've then started to watch a little bit of TV on a Monday, a little bit of TV on a Tuesday, started to miss a gym session. And then before you know it, you've started to then roll back to where you were before. Now, what you've got to do, again, I say, keep going back and keep questioning yourself. Why is it that you're doing this goal? Keep looking it back. Then what you want to do is reconnect with your goal. So the best way to do that is through writing. Sit down with a blank piece of paper and write out your goal. You're going to start to think about it more once you actually start to commit it to pen to paper. You're going to start to think about it more. And as you start to think about it, you're then starting to go through that same process that you went through at the initialization of that goal. So start to reconnect with your goal. And then you want to start to rebuild the image. Now, when I say rebuild the image, you're never going to be able to achieve something unless you can see it in your mind's eye. So you're going to have to rebuild the image. The image that you've got has obviously become faint, it's become blurry. You need to now start to get specific again on that. You need to start to visualize it. You need to start to see you already achieved that goal, but you've got to start to see it in crystal clear focus. You've got to be able to smell it. You've got to be able to touch it. So really go ahead and rebuild that image in your mind. Now that may mean you going for quiet walks. It may mean that you're going to meditations. But you've got to start seeing yourself with that goal already achieved. And as you start to burn that into your mind, that's when you're then going to start to go onto autopilot. And that's when you're then going to start to reschedule and put yourself back into the activities, which are then going to start to get you to where you want to get to. Start to look at who you've got in your network. Have you started to connect with the right people? Had you connected with the right people to start with and then lost that contact? Or hadn't you made yourself uncomfortable to start to connect with the people who you know that you need to connect with? So start thinking about a few of those things. Start thinking about, was the goal really worthy of you? Start thinking about reconnecting with that image. Start putting it down into writing, really asking yourself why you want it, why you want that goal, and then start to reconnect or connect with the people who have already done that goal, who are already doing that goal, other people who are following their goals. But you really want to start to get back connected, so get back on track. It's going to take a while if you've fallen off track and you've never got back on track before. But once you start to do it, you will start to feel uncomfortable, but you will start to be feeling comfortable with that uncomfortableness. And then just really, once you can connect with the why you're doing it, that's when you can then start to be successful in getting back on track. And as you get back on track, just look back at how you were, how you fell off, and how you get back on. So when you come to this point again in the future, because you will, you can then start to see how you reconnected and how you got back on track. Persistence is the key. You're going to need persistence. It's dedication, it's commitment, it's drive. And all of those things, as you start to build those into your character, they're going to help you to get back on track. Well, reconnect with your dreams, reconnect with your goals, get it down in writing, get your visualization going, and then you'll start to see how very slowly you're then going to start to get back on that track. You're going to start to feel what it is that you need to do, and then it's just down for you to then put that massive action into place and then go towards it. Look forward to the failure, take it as feedback, and then just keep going towards your goals. Well, I'm going to see you all next week on Freebie Friday. We're coming up to almost a year of Freebie Friday videos now, so there's going to be a few special ones coming up. Have a fantastic weekend, and above all, keep reading, keep studying, and keep growing. I'm Rob C. Hines.